So Gladys, I just read your referral and you're 79 years old and about 6 months ago you had a stroke that actually affected your right side. Is this still correct?
Correct. Yes.
Okay, well before we begin our assessment, I actually just want to get to know you a little bit more and know if anything has changed since you had this stroke.
Yeah, a lot has changed. I still feel, and I'm trying to stay optimistic that things will get better, and they have been getting better. But yeah, things have changed as far as what I can do and how well I can do it. And my husband Earl has been wonderful. He's been taking care of me, and we live in the South End here in town, and so we're nice and local to all my appointments and things like that. But walking our dogs, we have 3 dogs, and that's changed for sure. Going to bingo, I can't do that as often, and it's just having to figure out how to do it different ways when I'm there. Knitting, I haven't been able to do that as much. And yeah, there's been a few things. And babysitting my grandkids too. We have 5 grandkids, 3 kids. And so I used to babysit them a lot and still try to, but it just looks a little different.
Hey Gladys, so today we're going to do an assessment called the activity card sort. And all that is we're going to get a better understanding of how your activities may have changed since your stroke and what you used to do prior to the stroke and what you're still doing.
Okay.
Okay, so there's going to be 5 categories. I'm actually going to lay them out here now for you.
Sure.
They are as follows. Not done prior to current illness or injury. The things you continue to do during illness and injury. What you do less of since the stroke. What you've given up due to the stroke. And new activities that you engage in since the stroke. So here's a pile of activities, and what I'm going to get you to do is I'm going to get you to sort through these and place them under the category that you feel they best fit under.
Okay.
Does that sound okay? Alright, so why don't you go ahead
Alright.
and get started here.
Okay.
Okay. And as you go, I'm just going to be marking.
Oh, okay.
In there, okay?
Sure. Oops. Last one. That went faster than I thought.
Perfect. Alright, so out of all these, I actually want you to kind of tell me the 5 most important activities.
Okay. Yeah, the ones that I kind of mentioned along the way. So, so spending time with children, or all the ones about kids really. So, babysitting my grandkids.
Okay.
Bingo. Knitting.
I was going to say, I know you mentioned the knitting and the bingo.
Yeah, I mentioned the knitting and the bingo. And do you remember what the other 2 were that I did say? I think it was so knitting, bingo, and spending time with kids, and the dog walking. So pet care, I think they called it.
Okay.
And Gardening.
Gardening, yes. Alright, so now that we're done the assessment, I actually took a few notes along the way. And I'm just going to go score this and discuss the results with my preceptor.
Okay.
But whenever we get the results back and stuff, I'm going to actually go over that next week with you, if that's okay with you.
That sounds good.
Okay, so do you think you can meet the same time as today for next week?
Yeah, that worked really well.
Perfect, thank you. Hi Nicole, so I just finished the activity card sort with Gladys, and we actually did Form B. So as Gladys was placing the cards, I noted and recorded it onto the sheet what category she placed them under.
Okay.
So now I'm just kind of wondering what I should do next.
So we have 4 domains here, and we're going to tally each of the categories under the domain that they've been listed under. There's one in the back as well. So the categories are instrumental, low demand leisure, high demand leisure, and social.
Okay. So I'll just go ahead and tally them here?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, Nicole, so I actually finished tallying each category within each domain, so I'm just wondering what I should do next.
Alright, Kalyn, so now we're going to look at the category done previously. There's nothing marked in it right yet, but we have to look at 3 other categories to get a check mark beside them. So the 3 categories that we're going to look at are continue to do during illness or injury, doing less since illness or injury, or given up due to illness or injury. So the done previously section is something that Gladys would have done prior to her injury or illness. She had a stroke in this case, and she may or may not be still doing these activities right now.
Okay. So I'm just going to look within each of these categories?
Yeah, we'll go across at the 3 of them, and if there's a check in any of those 3 categories there, we're going to place a check under done previously as well.
Okay.
Alright, Kalyn, so now we're going to calculate the current activity. To do this, we have to add 3 of these categories totals together to get this calculating current activity number. The 3 categories you have to use are continue to do during illness or injury, doing less since illness or injury, and new activity since illness or injury.
Okay.
Alright, Kalyn, so now that you have the total for the current activity, we're going to get the total for the done previous column. So you have the check marks done from our past calculations. So we're going to tally up the 4 of the domains and get a total for done previously for each one. Alright, Kalyn, so now we're going to calculate the percent retained. The percent retained number is the amount of activity that Gladys is continuing to do post-stroke. So to do this, we have to use your total numbers from current activity and previously done. So divide your current by your previous, and we're going to get a percent from that.
Okay. Alright, Nicole, so I got the percentage retained for each of the 4 domains, and I actually found that under the instrumental domain and the high demand leisure domain that they were the 2 lowest percentages. So should I just go over those next time with Gladys?
Yep, absolutely. So these 2 percentages that you got that you think are a little bit concerning can help you build your occupational profile with Gladys, and it'll just give you a little more structure moving forward with her therapy and some guidance into it. she might want to work on.
Alright, Gladys, so I actually reviewed my results with my preceptor, Nicole, and I'm going to give you some percentages, and I know they might not mean much, but I'll try to explain them best I can. Okay, so out of the 4 domains, 2 of them were a little bit of more concern, that being the instrumental domain and the high leisure domain.
Okay.
So under instrumental, for example, one of your top 5 meaningful activities that you had mentioned was taking care of your pet and taking it for a walk.
Yeah.
So that actually falls under that.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and the percent right now, it's saying it's 70%.
So what does that mean?
Yeah, so it actually means that you're only doing 70% of these activities that you used
okay.
to do. Okay, and then under your high demand leisure, you're actually only 62%. So you're only doing 62 of the activities you used to do percent, okay? And for example, one of those, you had mentioned you really like gardening, so that falls under there. So under these areas, if it's something that you want to work towards, that can definitely be arranged.
Yeah.
Yeah, if that sounds good to you.
Yeah, I think a lot of those things that you mentioned, the examples that you said, I'd like to work towards kind of getting better and getting more into those activities, so it would be good.
Okay, so alright, well, if you're okay with everything that we reviewed today, I'd actually like to meet with you again sometime next week at the same time. Does that work for you?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Awesome, well, I'll see you then, Gladys. Thank you.
Thank you.